good heathen out of it and up to heaven, so it is possible. Otherwise, now that's why this picture of Other Lily is a white blank. Don't worry, Ambrose was baptized. Here's one of Mercedes. That opal rosary of hers was basically priceless. An opal rosary, can you imagine? She kept it pinned to the inside of her brassiere over her heart at all times when she wasn't using it. Partly for divine protection, partly out of the convenience of never being without the means to say a quick decade of the beads when the spirit moved her, which was often. Although, as Mercedes liked to point out, you can say the rosary with any objects at hand if you find yourself in need of a prayer but without your beads. For example, you can say it with pebbles or breadcrumbs. Frances wanted to know, could you say the rosary with cigarette butts? The answer was yes, if you're pure at heart. With mouse turds? With someone's freckles? The dots in a newspaper photograph of Harry Houdini? That's enough, Frances. In any case, this is a picture of Mercedes, holding her opal rosary, with one finger raised and pressed against her lips. She's saying, shh. And this is Frances. But wait, she's not in it yet. This one is a moving picture. It was taken at night, behind the house. There's the creek, flowing black and shiny between its narrow banks. And there's the garden on the other side. Imagine you can hear the creek trickling, like a girl telling a secret in a language so much like our own. A still night, a midnight clear. It's only fair to tell you that a neighbor once saw the dismembered image of his son in this creek, only to learn upon his arrival home for supper that his son had been crushed to death by a fall of stone in number 12 mine. But tonight, the surface of the creek is merely as nature made it, and certainly it's odd, but not at all supernatural, to see the surface break, and a real live, soaked and shivering girl rise up from the water and stare straight at us. Or at someone just behind us. Frances. What's she doing in the middle of the creek, in the middle of the night? And what's she hugging to her chest with her chicken-skinny arms? A dark, wet bundle. Did it stir just now? What are you doing, Frances? But even if she were to answer, we wouldn't know what she was saying because, although this is a moving picture, it is also a silent one. All the pictures of Kathleen were destroyed. All except one, and it's been put away. Kathleen sang so beautifully that God wanted her to sing for him in heaven with his choir of angels, so he took her. Book 1. The Garden. To seek his fortune. A long time ago, before you were born, there lived a family called Piper on Cape Breton Island. The daddy, James Piper, managed to stay out of the coal mines most of his life, for it had been his mother's great fear that he would grow up and enter the pit. She had taught him to read the classics, to play piano, and to expect something finer in spite of everything. And that was what James wanted for his own children. James's mother came from Wreck Cove, the daughter of a prosperous boat builder. James's father was a penniless shoemaker from Port Hood. James's father fell in love with James's mother while measuring her feet. He promised her father he wouldn't take her far from home. He married her and took her to Egypt, and that's where James was born. Egypt was a lonely place way on the other side of the island in Inverness County, and James never even had a brother or sister to play with. James's father traded his iron last for a tin pan, but no one then or since ever heard of a Cape Breton gold rush. It used to make his father angry when James and his mother spoke Gaelic together, for his father spoke only English. Gaelic was James's mother tongue. English always felt flat and harsh, like daylight after night fishing, but his mother made sure he was proficient as a little prince, for they were part of the British Empire, and he had his way to make. One morning, the day before his 15th birthday, James awoke with the realization that he could hit his father back.